Rush Limbaugh is getting a lot of extra attention today for a jab he took at President Obama last night, with the new administration just getting to work and polls showing a huge majority of Americans backing the new president. Listen to what Limbaugh said when Sean Hannity asked him if he wants President Obama to succeed.
I want him to fail. If his agenda is a far-left collectivism, some people say socialism, as a conservative, heartfelt, deeply, why would I want socialism to succeed?
Now, being outrageous, Limbaugh's stock and trade, but this has a lot of people crying foul out there. Does he speak for Republicans? We're going to ask our panel right now. We've got Republican strategist and CNN contributor Ed Rollins with us tonight, Mark Halperin, editor-at-large and senior political analyst for Time magazine, and also Errol Louis. I'm sorry, I don't have your introduction in here, with the Daily News, who's always a member of our panel, and good to have you back as well, Errol. Mark, let me start with you. Given Obama's popularity, his message about bringing the country together right now, is there an appetite out there for comments like that from Rush?
There isn't much of one, but Rush Limbaugh is one of the few Republicans who's got some fight in him now, and he does have a following. He does have a big audience. It is off-key, though, for what the mainstream media, the dominant media, is talking about. It's off-key for a lot of congressional Republicans. It's off-key for a lot of independents. So right now, I think what's missing from Limbaugh's critique is alternative ideas. Just being someone saying, no, I want you to fail, without that extra sentence of saying, here's what I believe instead, I think is a big mistake right now and is not going to get much of a following.
Ed, I want you to listen to something else that Limbaugh said. This is about the president last night. Listen.
Yeah, we would know this. We don't know what he is. That's the whole point. And people don't care what he is. They don't care who he is. They care that he's black. They care that he's historic. They care that they think he's an intellectual because of the way he speaks. It's all about how he speaks. I mean, I look at some of the facial expressions of people when they're watching the guy. It's frightening.
So Ed, I mean, you're a Republican. Your party is struggling right now to frankly show people that you're not a bunch of white guys.
Well, we are a bunch of white guys, and obviously we've got to be more than a bunch of white guys. You know, the reality is, Rush is an entertainer. He's an old friend of mine. I like him. He's talking to his audience. But at the end of the day, he didn't win because he was black. He won because he was a great candidate. He is an intellectual. Everything that he's done, he said he was going to do in the course of the campaign. This is not like Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter, we didn't know who Jimmy Carter was when he got elected because he had flip-flopped all over the place. Every single thing this man has done in the last few days, he promised he was going to do in the campaign. So, you know, we may not agree with it all, and we may want to fight it down the way, but it's what he said, and he won by 9.5 million votes, and he got 2/3 electoral votes.
Errol, right now, let's see, 96% African Americans voted for Obama, and right now the two top candidates to lead the Republican National Committee are African American. Does having a black chairman of the party help sort of get through this, or is this like...
I don't think so. It smacks of tokenism for one thing, but you know, the fact that Michael Steele and Ken Blackwell, the two of the leading candidates, are black, I don't know if that really gets to the problem. The problem is what you just showed, is a talk show host, and believe me, he's not the only one. And they rant and rave month after month after month. They tried to convince their audience that what this election was about fear, about not knowing who this guy is, about socialism, throwing these words and insults around. And, you know, like Ed said, I mean, the electorate has just moved past that. I mean, and you see it in state after state, not so much in the deep red states, but in the swing states, among independents. They just don't want this stuff. They don't believe it. It's not true to begin with. They don't want an entertainer. They've got real problems in their lives, and they're looking for some leadership.
The only thing I want to say about both Ken Blackwell and Michael Steele, they've both been elected. They're significant Republicans, have been over the years. Ken is a very strong conservative, was elected Secretary of State, Treasurer, ran for governor. Michael was lieutenant governor. I mean, they're significant people. They have every right to run.
But no one's suggesting they're not significant people. But you just said yourself, you are the party of a bunch of white guys at this stage. And so isn't it a little bit unusual that the two leading candidates would be African Americans?
I don't concede. They're both strong candidates. I don't know if no one knows who's going to win that race. 168 people going to vote. I think the key thing here, though, is they may have been tempted to get into the race because of Barack Obama. I don't think that's the magic answer. I think both of them would be good chairmen, but not for the reason that they're black.
Mark, how does the Republican Party, I mean, when is a leader going to emerge? When's a message going to emerge?
It's a real problem. I've never seen in my career the party this week. Ed and I were talking before, even after Watergate, the Republican Party still had a lot of strengths in elected officials, fundraising, support from the business community. Barack Obama, if he runs for re-election, looking down the road, will raise $1 billion. The Republican Party, I think, needs ideas generated. They need two things. They need ideas generated, and they need charismatic leaders who talk about things they truly believe in. Right now, they're lacking both of those, and I don't see any short-term things on the horizon, either in terms of ideas or in terms of leaders. And Barack Obama and his team do not make a lot of mistakes, do not create a lot of opportunities for Republicans. We saw that in the campaign. We've seen it in these early days in the White House.
All right, we're going to end it there. Mark, Errol, and Ed, thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it. Coming up next, President Obama says he's going to freeze the salaries of his top aides. Well, what about his own salary? That question came up at the White House briefing today. Also ahead, a White House first. We're going to show you what could be the shiny new presidential PDA and tell you why some White House staffers aren't happy with what they found in their new offices. And then later, just when you thought you had seen it all, a spectacular new view of U.S. Airways Flight 1549 caught on tape as it ditched into the Hudson River. We'll show that to you as well. Stay with us.